welcome back to another video, guys, and I just want to say a massive thank you once again for that 1,000 subscribers. It's forever going to be such a pleasure to have each and every single one of you guys as a member over here. I really do appreciate you all. So guys, today we're going to be bringing you a kind of breakdown on the arena, how to kind of set up your defense, how to set up your offense, and obviously the offense is the main thing, because no matter how you set your defense up, people are going to be able to change their offense. So we're going to show you how to set your offense up to be able to attack people that are much stronger than you inside of the arena. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you do, think about dropping a like onto the video. Once again, thank you for 1,000 subscribers, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So welcome back, guys. It is another week, so we are now going to be jumping over to the arena. Now, of course, as I said, I'm going to try and make sure that we cover all the different angles. So with regards to this week, as we can see here, nothing has actually been removed, and you can use any unit multiple times, which is kind of cool. So what we're going to be doing here is going to look at what we're going to want up the front. Now, normally it's always going to be the infantry. I know I can run 2 infantries, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to run one of them to be a Liberty one, because the Liberty one, if you have a look here at the skills, it does throw the smoke grenade, preventing them from attacking because it resets the low time of that unit. So we're still going to have one of them, and in fact we might even have 2 of them, thinking about it, because stopping them from being able to shoot is definitely going to be a really good option. Now, moving on, we're going to have a shielding one here, and we're going to kind of have a healing one right here. Now, what we're going to do with this is, I think we're also then going to maybe put Vox. Then we're going to put Vox as the secondary here, because Vox gives everyone within one map grid. So again, it's going to give this officer and this one, and most likely like one of these ones here, some extra firepower as well. So we're going to change up now. We're going to put on the rocket launcher. We're also going to put on an ATG. The reason for this, guys, is because if someone's running a tank, it's always nice to make sure you've definitely got that extra firepower. We're going to put on Antonina, and with Antonina, I think we're going to chuck on Stinger Fist. I think we might chuck Stinger Fist on. Now, the reason we're putting Antonina is because on Arena, the units have to travel forward, and although Antonina isn't the strongest, I'm actually going to put Stinger Fist first, and then Antonina second, so that we can instantly get Stinger Fist's skill off. But the reason for putting Antonina first is actually because we're going to want basically the longer range as fast as possible. Now, on the rocket launcher, I'm going to be chucking on the officer of... Where is she? Where is she? I cannot find her. I'm always terrible at this, and I do apologize. Liberty. Lady Liberty. There we go. And with Lady Liberty, we're actually going to have I. Now, the reason for this, a lot of you might be thinking, why are you putting I on your attacking units? Now, a lot of people will have infantry at the front, and of course, as many of you guys may know, infantry count as a fortification when you are in bunker mode. So 90% of the units you're attacking here at the front tend to be infantry, so therefore it's actually going to be a really good option to be able to get that extra bit of damage towards those infantry and try and take them out as quick as possible. So as you can see here, this is going to kind of be my fortification here. So let me just quickly jump on. The first person we come against doesn't really have much. This is obviously an unfair battle. I do want to try and find someone who's a little bit higher. So Lucky here. Now, this person here doesn't have any infantry at the front. So normally what you would do is change out like this unit for a better unit. But am I going to do that? I don't know. I don't think I need to do that. And the reason I don't think I need to do that is because I have infantry and they don't. So we're going to find out. I'm not going to skip this, and we're going to quickly do one attack just to see if the theory works. So again, we want to have Liberty Antonina on here so that they can fire as quick as possible, because as you can see, everything's firing now except this one. So the infantry is soaking up all of that damage, and now, as you can see, guys, we have just got absolute destruction coming in from behind. We've got the helicopters behind, we've got the rocket launchers behind, and we've got the anti-tank behind, just dealing crazy damage to them, and they haven't even touched our infantry. Guys, you need infantry at the front. It just soaks up all the damage, and honestly, it is 100% needed. And as you can see, we haven't even lost a micro bit of a unit, and look at the damage difference here, the power difference between us, me, and my enemy, but we still won. We won without losing any casualties. So yeah, guys, 100%, what I would advise, guys, is definitely to have your infantry up the front. Although the Marty infantry does soak up the most damage and has the most HP, having those Liberty ones definitely really help, because obviously they do the reset timer against the opposing enemies, and I think that's just genuinely a really good option. So we're gonna put Vox back on the front here just to give that extra bit of protection, and then finally we're gonna switch this out. I'm gonna run obviously here, we're gonna have Lady Liberty with because if they do have the infantry, it's definitely going to help the most. And then finally we're going to have an ATG in case they have any sort of tanks or anything. That's just going to double help. Now you could, if you don't want to have an ATG, because the ATG is pretty slow, right? If you don't want to have that ATG there, it's definitely worthwhile thinking about putting on another rocket launcher. Like this week here, as you can see, you're able to have multiple of the same unit. So if I wanted to, I could switch this out for another rocket launcher. I could have 2 rocket launchers if I wanted to. And don't get me wrong, this is a good option, but just in case, I want to be able to have that here. So this is what I do whenever we have a week where there is nothing cancelled, and obviously you can use anything. This is how I normally have my setup for this week. Let's jump on to the next week, guys, and let's see if it's something different. Here is another week here for the arena. We're going to kind of deep dive into how it's going to work, and as you can see, a unit has been removed. I'm guessing this is going to be the infantry, because last week I was able to have 2 infantry of the same camp. Now this time I can only have 1 of each. So we're going to quickly chuck on another infantry. And this time, I think actually I'm going to put on a super heavy. Now, the reason I'm going to put on a super heavy is purely based on the fact that we have got a buffed rocket launcher. So rocket launcher does 200% extra firepower, and it does 2 extra grids. So that's crazy. So we have a rocket launcher here, which has got an extra buffed radius, as you can see, and it also does extra firepower. So we're going to keep the ATG as well. And the reason I've got the super heavy is because of those rocket launchers. Those rocket launchers are going to destroy the infantry, okay? Absolutely destroy it. So in a defense, I'm probably not going to be able to do much, but let me quickly get my defense up here. So we need to put on a super heavy in order to try and hopefully protect us from the raining firepower of that rocket launcher that's going to be coming down on us. So we are going to try and put on, let's have a look. I think we're just going to honestly just use him for now, because I don't actually have any infantry officers right now, which kind of is unfortunate. But let's have a look here. So we are going to save this as our defense. It's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a rough one, but I was going to attack some random person. Whenever I'm doing an attack, you want to kind of see what your opposite is. So right now, we want the rocket launcher to be in line with the infantry. I want my infantry to be away from their rocket launcher. So their rocket launcher will end up targeting my super heavy. And then the ATG should target this. And then the heli will go after one of these. Let's hope it goes after the sort of around the middle here. In fact, to make that better, we're going to move these over like this. So the rocket launcher should now do this. That should go after that. This heli should go after one of these 2. So we'll unskip it. We know we're going to win this fight because, unfortunately, poor Snow here is a much lower level. But as you can see, the rocket launcher is already kicking in. It's doing extra firepower. That infantry is gone already. Now, of course, this is going to be just a very unfair battle. But what we've done by making it so that that rocket launcher doesn't attack our infantry, the rest of the units just don't stand a chance. We haven't lost a single unit here, and at the same time, we've managed to completely wipe them out. So we're going to try and fight someone who's much higher up, where I will probably lose. I'm not going to fight Beast, because his name literally stands for exactly, you know, what he's talking about. But you know what? Should I try and fight Beast? I don't know. I think this is a bad choice from me, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. I'm going to lose this fight, okay? Beast is much stronger than me. Much stronger. So right here, as you can tell, I've got the infantry far away from his rocket launcher. I've also got the super heavy here. And then I've also managed to get the ATG kind of in line with the super heavy. And then this rocket launcher will go for that infantry. So I'm predicting I'm losing this fight. But let's see if we've been lucky with how it pulls. And the fact that we've got infantry on infantry. Super heavy is getting tanked by quite a lot of units right now, and my rocket launcher is hopefully going to kind of save the day here. So the rocket launcher has taken that out. Now we're going to see a build up. We've got the ATG attacking their super heavy, and we've got my infantry also doing a bit of damage protection. So I've actually managed to pull this out of the bag here, and purely on the fact that I've rearranged my units to be able to attack them at certain angles, this has made such a big difference. Now, when it comes to a defense, when he attacks me, he's going to rearrange his units so that his super heavy will be getting tanked by my rocket launcher, and then he's also going to make it so that my infantry will be killed by his rocket launcher. Do you know what I mean? So when he attacks me, I'm going to lose 100%. But when I attack him, as you can tell, I can manipulate where those units are going. So if we go to the next person here, I want to try and find someone who is just as strong. So this guy here is even stronger, apparently. Yeah, so this guy right here, as you can tell, is just as strong. Now, what we're going to do is, this is going to be a hard one because I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to win this one right here. But we're going to give it a try. So right here, I do believe that his rocket launcher will go after my super heavy. But the problem I've got is I'm not sure if my rocket launcher will go after that or if it'll go after this up here. So let's give it a try. This guy is much stronger than me, but I've still got the manipulation where I'm hoping my rocket launcher goes after their infantry, deleting it really fast, as well as these other ones. So let's have a look to see how this plays out. I don't know who will win this, but there is a high chance that he might still win this, but we'll have a look because, oh, look at that. His rocket launcher has actually gone after my infantry. So both my infantry and his infantry is now absolutely completely screwed. And this helicopter is going to destroy my next unit. So let's just see what lasts longer. Right now, I've been very lucky. Very, very lucky here. Let's see how long. Perfect. I actually got pretty... Oh, no. It was just very lucky there, I think, because that could have gone either way. He could have won that. I could have won that. It generally could have gone either way. But you kind of get the gist, guys. The way you want to do Arena is you want to manipulate who's attacking what unit. Try and put the best unit against its targeted difference. So if they have infantry, you want the rocket launcher attacking their infantry. If they have super heavy, you want the ATG attacking their super heavy. And you're going to kind of want to manipulate it. Now, again, they can also manipulate it back on you. So whenever you're defending, you're going to want to set your defense up as best as possible. But there really is nothing you can do because, as you said, they can change their units around and decide what goes after what. So it's one of those things, guys. It's always going to be impossible to 100% win all the time. But at the same time, you can always give yourself the best chance as possible. As you can see, this week, the super heavy tanks and heavy tanks have been disqualified. Now, I do believe this is the first time we are coming into this situation. So we're going to start off with the defense formation. Now, again, the defense formation is going to kind of suck, but the best option is going to be to have 2 infantry. And I'm just going to equip the sort of shield officers for this. The way I think of it, guys, is although these are technically tank officers, they're still going to work for the infantry, because if you have a look here, this is for any unit. This is also for any unit here. This is also for any unit here. The troop receives less damage. The only one that counts towards tanks is actually the last one. We won't get the extra 40% HP, but we'll still receive 30% less damage to skills, and then we'll also get a bit of extra damage, which doesn't matter, but the main thing is going to be the shield. This is going to be absolutely amazing. And then also, anyone who is in one grid of this unit is also going to get an 8% firepower buff. So absolutely amazing officer to have. And then over here, we're also going to get 2,000 coefficient for shield, which is going to work for it. We're also going to get a bit of extra damage. Damage doesn't really matter on an infantry. Unfortunately, this protection thing is only for a tank, but that's okay. And then also this here is also for a tank. So we won't get the last 2, but we'll still get that shield, which is going to be absolutely amazing. So over here, we don't have any other good officers for an infantry. Obviously, we do have good officers for an infantry. I just don't have them leveled up. So technically, that little bit of healing might just help me keep it alive a little bit. And then, of course, we've also got Vox on here, just because it's going to give everyone within one map grid is now going to get the benefit of the extra bonus damage. So we're going to save that. And then finally, what we're going to do here, guys, in fact, I think I'm going to swap these 2 around. Now, the reason for it is I want to give this that little bit of extra damage resist. So let's do an attack here. So again, this is going to be very underrated. Basically the exact same format. It doesn't really matter right now what order it is in, because they're all at the back. But of course, they're not going to be able to do anything. 1, they're underpowered, and 2, infantry versus tanks, they're not going to be able to kill the infantry, unfortunately. So it's going to be an easy win. We don't need to watch that one. We'll quickly do this one as well, just to get up the ranks a little bit, so that we can try and see how high we can get up. So right now we're in 12th place, which means we're going to slowly start seeing the bigger boys up here. So right here, we'll unmark this. So as you can see, their infantry is to the right. I want to make sure my rocket launcher is to the right so that it goes after that. we're then gonna do this way around like this. In fact, this is gonna be the more stronger one, right? So we're going to keep that there. And then finally, we're also going to move this over. This will go after these. So let's have a look here. This is what I think is going to be the best option and the layout for the units. So as you can see here, they're going to be the 2 infantry are both going to tank it. The infantry on the right will die a lot quicker because they've got their rocket launcher going after it. But at the same time, we also have my rocket launcher, which is taking that out. And then hopefully, as you can see here, my rocket launcher is now going to take out their rocket launcher, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And boom, that rocket launcher is now dead. So it now leaves everything over to the final, which is going to be a very easy kill. So as you can see here, very easy. We've won this one, so that's great. Now we're in 5th place, which means we're going to find some more thick boys up here. Hopefully, let's see if we can find. So Bunny, wait, was this the guy we just attacked? No, this is a different guy. Okay, so what we're going to do, as you can see on the left hand side here, we're going to want to move over the rocket launcher so that the rocket launcher goes after this. Now, what we're going to want to do is think about the fact that there's a heli over here. Maybe I'll move this heli to engage with this heli eventually. In fact, I'm going to put that there so that it stops this heli attacking, like, these units, okay? I think this might work. Let's give it a try. Let's see how it goes. In fact, we're even going to do this, right? We're actually going to do this like this, okay? I think this is going to work. Here. So, those 2 infantry are going to run forward and definitely block up all of the action here. Nice. Our ATG is locked onto the heavy, and then this heli is attacking that heli, which is amazing. And then our infantry is just taking all the soaking up damage right now. They've lost both, guys. They've now lost both of their front tanking units, and we still have 1 tanking unit left at the front. So how is this going to work? Let's see. Yes. Perfect. This has actually worked out just exactly how we wanted it to. And as you can see now, they've lost absolutely everything. And it's now 3v1 on the final units. And it's over, guys. So I hope this video has helped you kind of learn how to approach these attacks. Obviously, it's going to be harder at the start, but eventually, once you kind of learn how to position your units, it's going to get a lot more easier and easier. So we've got one more here. Now, honestly, these are the sort of ones where I would stay away from because it's going to be hard to attack this, but we might be able to win. We might be able to win this, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to give it a try, but normally I sometimes lose these. So not only is he a much stronger power than me, okay, but the fact he's only got 1 unit at the front, everything's going to target it, right? Sure, it's going to die quicker, but then I have no control over where it goes afterwards. So I'm going to try and control it as best as I can by putting the rocket launcher to the left because that's where the infantry is. And then the ATG to the right because that's where, you know, the majority of the vehicles are, okay? And then the heli in the middle so that it could go either way. Let's see how this goes. I'm not sure how it's going to go. So let's see. I might lose this one, guys. But I've kind of set it up for the best possible option in the future, okay? So with that being said, we know that this rocket launcher is going to take out this. My rocket launcher is obviously everything's going after the tank right now. So unfortunately, our heli went after the infantry, which is not good. Okay, that is not good. But it looks like our ATG is cleaning up over here. Nice. Okay, we did manage to win this just about. Not just about. We cleared it. We cleared it by a mile. But with that being said, it's very scary when you're attacking ones with only 1 unit at the front because the units could path in a very bad way. And as you can see, guys, we managed to just get number 1 for today. Of course, I've already used up all of my attacks for today just because of doing this video for you guys. I won't be able to attack later on, which means these people below me are most likely going to creep up and overtake me. It's unfortunate, but it happens, okay? So with that being said, we've definitely got a lot more climbing to do at the end of the week and trying to get those last final attacks in 5 minutes before the daily reset happens. As always, guys, I want to say a massive thank you to each and every single one of you for tuning into today's video. If this video has helped you at all, please think about dropping a like down below. I'd really appreciate it. I really honestly love each and every single one of you. Once again, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane. I really appreciate you guys. And hopefully, I'll catch you all in the next video. Take care, guys.